Good morning, Generals Robotics. This is Mr. Pepler. Just wanted to send a quick video note on the choo-choo design, which I think is a good one. As I was looking at this, remembering my mechanical engineering, there was a realization that this really is what's called a parallelogram linkage, and so without requiring an entire wheel and by building just a set of links, because we don't need the whole wheel. A wheel is needed for a train to keep it off the ground, but all we're trying to do is do forward and backward motion. So I was, over the weekend, wanted to practice a little bit with my Solidworks because I was getting a little rusty, and so I put this together as a kind of a simple model of what this thing looks like, and you can, if we go normal to the surface, it really, if you create a metal base, and this is what would end up attaching to the robots at the appropriate dimension, really you could take these as CAD models and put them on the plasma cutter and do them real quick. So you just need to figure out what the joints would end up looking like, where this is, and then of course the travel that would be necessary on this, so that these links could either be shorter or longer, and the length of this could be shorter or longer at wherever it needs to go into the hook assembly. So the idea, I had also worked on the concept of a solenoid that would go in and out of, this is a thing, a little electromagnet that you can have as a switch, that actually use a switch that would take this and pull it in and out. My mates aren't working particularly well. But this basically would go out to about 1 3/8 inches is the travel that you had on something like this. And so I tried putting it into let's see if we can do an unhide here. I tried putting it in the assembly here, but it's pretty obvious that the travel is not going to be enough to be able to drive this whole link back and forth. It's just too small, so that the concept is not going to work. I was thinking you could have a little linkage up here, take this, attach it to this, and then have it do a 1 or 0. That's not going to end up working correctly. So the next step is to, and again, I'm just doing this as for fun because I want to kind of help you guys at least visualize what this thing's going to look like. So the last step will end up being taking that assembly and adding it into the design of the actual player station here. And how am I going to move that guy? So I'd end up needing to rotate him around and check his dimensions relative to, let's see, can I get that thing to rotate now? No, it's good. We're doing a move as opposed to it, but you can see where I'm going. It really, you can take that, rotate it, and stick it in here, and then you can tell exactly what the length of this linkage would end up being, and also the geometry of how high this base here needs to be off of the ground, and then that way you can test the entire mechanism. So really, I think you guys are all on the right way. Still have to figure out the best way to actually drive this here with, if we're going to be doing a direct motor. I think that Sophia was looking at and the whole team was looking at the gearing system to be able to take this so that it doesn't go too fast, but you also have to limit the motion between where you're going to be doing your pickup drop off and where you're going to be doing the carry, because it's going to be kind of a rocking motion like this. So you have to control the motor, and whether that's with a chain or whatever, that's to be determined. Just as an idea, I started putting a slot in here to have something that could go up here and travel back and forth as something to press against the hatch when you are going in to either pick it up or drop it off to apply some pressure. But that's a non-essential. Anyway, just some ideas to help you guys move forward.